What is going on, everyone? I'm not home tonight, but that doesn't mean we can't talk about that Phillies W today. That was unbelievable. Bryce Harper, are you serious with that dinger? 465 feet, finally gets his first hit with the Philadelphia Phillies. It's a straight bomb to right field. He gets the curtain call, gets the fans going. That was unbelievable. I was screaming. I was freaking out by myself, going nuts. That was crazy. What Bryce Harper did was crazy. The Phillies win 8-6. That is now 2 victories on the Atlanta Braves so far this season. Unreal. Honestly, this lineup is crazy. It's crazy. Another game, another 3 home runs, and realistically, it should have been 4. It should have been 4. So, Maikel Franco hits another dinger out of the 8 hole. Are you serious? JT Realmuto hits a dinger. Bryce Harper hits a dinger. And Rhys Hoskins, he was this close. He was literally this close. It went over the wall and just hit that middle little tiny fence there. It could have been 4 dingers. What I loved about this team today, it showed that we can play from behind. We were down early. Nick Pivetta struggled, and we will get into the Nick Pivetta thing. He struggled. The team went down. The team tied. The team went down. The team tied. The team fought. The team fought. We went up. We tied. And then, we fought. And we get the win here in game 2. And it's just a lineup that's scary. It's just a lineup where, when we do go down early, when they get a triple to start the game off and they go up 1-0, but then we tie the game and then they score another run and then we tie the game. We take the lead and then they come back and tie it. It just shows that at any time in this game, we can come back and win. And that just says that this lineup is so scary. It's so deep. It's like we always will have a chance to somehow make noise offensively if need be. And I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's get into Nick Pivetta today. Breakout Pivetta. That's what I've been hearing all offseason long, and I never bought into the hype. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that the guy just automatically stinks because this was one game where he struggled, but I've seen very similar things to what I've seen last year. I haven't seen anything that says, okay, well, at least I can take that for a positive. This looked exactly like last year's Nick Pivetta. Now, you can argue that since we have a better lineup, since we're a little bit more lethal offensively, you can live with some of this with Nick Pivetta, and you're right, but maybe not as our second guy. This is our second pitcher right now. I know you can argue that Jake Arrieta is our second, but right now, Nick Pivetta is our 2 guy in the rotation, and I didn't love what I saw out of Nick Pivetta. He allowed way too many hits. He's missing locations, and when he does miss, these are bad misses. These are not good misses. These are garbage misses, and the other team is just executing. His stat line read, he went 4 2/3. He allowed 8 hits, 4 earned runs, and 4 Ks. I don't love it. You can get away with it because our offense is a little bit more lethal, but I just didn't like what I saw out of Nick Pivetta. It looked way too similar from what I have seen in the years past when it came to his style of pitching, and that's just reality. And I didn't love it. I didn't love it, and I'm not going to sit here and say he stinks. And there's no way he's going to be able to be better. I think it's game 1 here. The emotions were high. The energy was very high in the building, and there's plenty of games left for him to pitch. I'm just saying I didn't see anything that I can take a positive out of. Well, at least this was great. Yeah. Freddie Freeman, by the way, on the Braves today, he had a solid, successful day. He went 4 or 5 at the plate, and he was really solid. So let me give you some stats, right? Baseball is all about stats. Listen to these bad boys. 6 home runs through the first 2 games set a new franchise record since 1908. 6 dingers. Also with the Phillies, 17 runs in the 15 innings. That took 50 innings last year to get 17 runs. 50. Yeah. That's the difference. Now, I saw some idiotic things out there, and I think that'll be cleaned up. And realistically, some of them was even from Gene Segura. There was a play early on in this game where we were already down 1-0. with Rhys Hoskins up to bat, he was at second base with 2 outs. He tries to tag up on a pop fly to the warning track that Bryce Harper hit. So Rhys was coming up next. Bryce Harper pops out to left field, deep warning track. Gene Segura's on second. He tries to tag up to third and gets rung out there at third base on a tag up. Why would you get the third out running to third base with Rhys Hoskins up, right? That's not very smart. There was another time where we stole second base that was kind of dumb and put an out up on the board when there were 0 outs, and I believe Odubel was up at the time. There was and I think it was actually realmuto that tried to steal. There were some times there where I just scratched my head and say, that wasn't the smartest baseball play. And even Gabe Kapler kind of, what's going on here? So I don't know if that we were on the same page here, but very early in the season, I would expect this team to, get through that kind of stuff as the season goes on. But I love the fact that this Phillies team's lineup is so unbelievably deep. And the fact that Cesar Hernandez gets a triple and an RBI knock on that triple. The fact that Franco has now hit 2 home runs in that 8th hole. It's so powerful. And we talk about how deep it really is, and we're praising. The last 2 games I sit here and I'm praising Cesar Hernandez and Maikel Franco. But on the other side now we get some production from the top of the lineup as well. That Bryce Harper home run was on another level. That Bryce Harper dinger was so sickening. I was screaming up and down like a child with my Miller Lite, making sure I wasn't spilling it. I was freaking out. That was a bomb off the bat. It was literally golfed up to the second row. I was freaking the hell out. I hated the Fox Sports 1 broadcast, too, by the way. No, not about it. And tomorrow we actually have the Sunday night baseball feed, which is, the first of the year in Citizens Bank Park for the first time in 8 years. We get a little Sunday night baseball action. I would love to start this series off, this season off with a nice sweep of the Atlanta Braves. I'll be honest, it didn't look great at times. It didn't look great. Like I said, we looked sloppy. We were making fundamental errors by veteran players now. Veteran players on the base paths. We were trying to be on the base paths. We were trying to be aggressive. We were running the base paths very, very aggressively, and I just thought we were making some mental errors. And, we go down early. We find a way to climb back, and then we allow the lead to a tie again, and we just fight. We fight. And this is the lineup where you can literally look at it every single game and say, we have a chance at one point to bang, just switch it up and turn it on and be aggressive and start knocking in runs. Rhys Hoskins said, man, I love where Rhys is in this lineup. I think he's going to thrive. I think he's going to be so brutally great in that lineup. He's going to crush baseballs, and it's awesome. So in the comment section, I want to know what's your thought about Bryce's 465-yard bomb. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on Nick Pivetta, too. I really am. I'm curious to see how you think about Nick Pivetta, because I never really believed in the hype. And I'm not going to sit here and say because of one baseball game early in March that he's automatically just stinks, that he automatically is terrible and got no better. I'm not going to say that. But I can't take anything positive out of it. It just looked the same. It looked the same from what we have seen last year. So I wasn't in love. Tomorrow night on the bump, Jake Arrieta under the lights. Oh, man, is this going to be crazy. It's must-watch television. This team is must-watch. You turn the TV on to watch this baseball squad. You need to stare at every single pitch. That's how solid this is. I'm so proud of this baseball team to pull out another victory. The emotion and energy behind this team is something else. And I know you feel it. I know I feel it. I know the city of Philadelphia feels it. Everywhere I go, I see red. I see Phillies. I see Phillies hats. I see Phillies shirts. I see women. I see babies. I see men. I see everybody wearing their Philadelphia Phillies gear because it is that type of team this year. This team is going to be sickening. And I can't get over Bryce Harper's curtain call. That curtain call, just from even before when we had the fist pump out in right field to get the boys going, right? That was great. That was awesome. Opening day. This one, after the dinger, this guy's body took over. He was so pumped up. This guy's body was freaking out. He was, let's go. And it seemed like this was the NLCS game winner in Game 7. No, just a home run by Bryce Harper. Just a home run by Bryce Harper. 2-0 to start the season, boys. 2-0 to start the season. Thank you so much for watching, baby. We will see you after tomorrow night's game.